can you see? Can you see? And we're dealing with the blind man who Jesus met, and the disciples had many questions about. John chapter 9. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I believe that we need to pick up on verse number 10. Okay. So what's gotten us here is that they ran into a man that was blind from birth. Blind from birth. How many of us realize that this story is about us?
All right. All right.
We were born blind. We were blind from birth. If we could just think back, isn't it amazing how much we thought we knew that we didn't know until our eyes came open?
All right.
If you think back to some things you thought before you got saved, and you thought you were concrete right, you couldn't see that they were wrong, that you were blind. You were blind.
All right.
And when you're blind, the one thing about blindness is you don't know how to see. You've never saw before.
Yep.
You're just blind. It's one thing to be blinded by a light quickly. You can remember what you used to, but to be born blind. We were born in sin.
That's right.
We were blind. We didn't know we needed to be saved. Hello, somebody. We thought there was nothing wrong with us. What's wrong with me? What? Saved from what? Gosh. So he was born blind. And in the Old Testament, they thought that if you were born blind, it was a punishment. And either you sinned or your parents sinned. And so the disciples were asking Jesus about it. And Jesus says, no one sinned. It's just that the Father may be glorified. And he talked about working the works while it was still day. Because the night was coming when no man could work. Yeah. We got to be about God's business while we still have strength, while we're still capable and able. We talked about you may retire from a job, but you will never retire from the war as long as you're on this side.
All right.
In this field. Now, I won't get into Sundays, but Sunday taught us something. Sunday taught us that we can quit saying what we did got us where we are. Because nothing you did got you where you are today.
All right.
But it's all about what God allowed us to have. We didn't get what we deserved. Right? But that goes both ways. Sometimes we're going to run into some things in this life, and it's not because of something we said. We didn't run off at the mouth. We didn't do something we didn't supposed to do. It's just we're in war. You're going to wake up, and as long as you're a Christian, you wake up, there's going to be a battle for you to fight every day you wake up.
Every day.
You can think that you can call in if you want to. There's going to be a battle. Satan is waiting every day to fight you with something. And he hoped today is the day that you just say, I'm too tired, I ain't fighting today, and just give in. He hoped. But let me tell you something. Isn't it amazing he never give in?
He does not.
Isn't it amazing he never, even if he flee from you, he just flee for a season. He flee to regroup. And hope while he gone, you get happy and throw a party. And that joker show up at the party. As soon as you let your guards down, there he is. So Jesus was saying no, and Jesus done something. He spit and he made mud. He spit and he made mud. Now, we're going to get into that though. The Pharisees, the Jews, are going to have a problem with this.
Right.
Yeah, they're going to have a problem. They're going to have a problem with the healing. And the problem is the rules that they have applied, their rules that they have applied to God's rules. John talked about them. John says in the book of Revelations, when the Bible was complete, he says, if any man add or take away, he in danger of the fires of hell. But the Pharisees had took God's law and added almost 500 more laws to it. I wish I had some Bible. Yeah, they said, we're going to get you one way or the other. They didn't even keep the 500 laws. One of their laws was you couldn't work on the Sabbath.
That's right. What did he say, Doc?
Wow.
What man?
He says that man was not made for the Sabbath. But the Sabbath was made. He's saying man is more important than the Sabbath. You think a day of the week is more important than man? He said, I put man over the days.
Right.
Wow. We were his special. We were the apple of his eye. We were his most prized creation.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. He made everything and gave it to us. Yeah. So, but what I like about the scripture tells me this, though, and this is true. See, this is what we got to learn from it, that they charged Jesus with working on the Sabbath.
That's right.
Because he healed. So that lets me know that healing requires work.
Right.
Yeah.
See how you got to look at that? Rather than saying it takes some work to be healed. Why? Because it takes faith.
That's right.
And faith is an action word. Yeah. And here we are in verse 10. They have question here. The man did what Jesus said. He took the spit in the mud and he took it to a pool of Siloam. And we talked about the pool and who built it and all that. And he washed, but he was obedient. And the Bible says he came back seeing. He came back saying, I see. Have you ever been in a situation and you were so blind to it, but God finally opened your eyes and you said, I see what I couldn't see? What are some things that blind us? There can be some good stuff that we use the wrong way that blinds us. Love can blind us. Y'all want to greed can blind. Not being able to get enough. You know what you're blind to? You're blind to the fact that you have more than what you need. But you're so blind to it, you just want it. You ain't even using what you got. You just want more. Anything that blinds us is dangerous. Blind love is dangerous. God's love is all seen. For God so loved the world that he saw that I need to give my only begotten Son. That whosoever can see and believe in him should not perish, but have. But in order to have the everlasting life and stick with it, they got to see the crown. Because if they can't see the crown, they won't be able to bear the cross. So he came back saying, I see. Which was all right, except the one who opened his eyes was nowhere to be found. Hello, somebody. Jesus says, I ain't got time to piddle around with what y'all doing. Jesus went on here to other folk.
Yes, sir.
But the people, the neighbors and the crowd who knew the blind man before, they didn't like that his situation had changed. Have any of you ever lost a friend or relationship, a close person to you because your situation changed? You know, as long as you was down and blue and drinking and smoking and clowning and gambling and being broke and running the streets and in debt, they was your friend. But the day you said, I'm going to see Jesus, and got changed, the more you change, the more distance. You know, they start saying, you acting funny now. You You act like you ain't never done this before. See, just because I don't want to do it anymore, don't mean I'm acting like I ain't done it before. See, you messed up. It ain't that I ain't done it before, it's I don't want to do it anymore. And if you continue to do it, you see, I ain't all the way over it yet. You may catch me in a weak moment and I go back to doing it. So that's why I'm saying, if you going to hang out with me as much as we used to, you can't do that around me. Right. But now I'm acting brand new. Well, I am brand new. Somebody going to talk to her? But you think it's a problem when folk call you brand new. They really compliment you. You ought to have a brand new attitude. You ought to have a brand new mouth. I need to see where to purchase that. A brand new mouth. Yeah. They had a problem because he wasn't blind and begging.
Yeah. They talked about
it. The biggest problem they had was they felt that maybe now we can't lead him.
Yeah.
When you get your own eyes and can see, you don't need other people telling you about your situation. Y'all gonna have church with me tonight. When you can see for yourself. Yeah. Oh, this is what Mama was talking about. Oh, this is why Mama said you ain't no good and you was using me. I couldn't see it then. I was blinded by love. I was blinded by your shape. I was blinded by your handsomeness. I was blinded by your paycheck. I was blinded by your rims. I was blinded by your bling bling. But now that I can see past all that, I don't need y'all to tell me, you right, that ain't no good for me. Now what? See, Lord, if you let me preach that. Now that I see, now what? Now that I see, now what? Because a whole lot of times, even when he open our eyes and we see, what you gonna do about it? Well, I've been here so long, I'm just gonna stay. I see it now. At least they ain't making a fool out of me, because I know it. Hello, somebody. They had a problem with him because his situation had been changed by Christ. Here's what gets me. I'm trying to figure this out. I was born into your family. Yeah, you were saved before me. Let's just say that. And I was born into your family. I had baptized into your family. All right. I can understand the family I'm leaving being upset with me because of my change. But what I can't get is why y'all church folk hate that I've changed.
Wow. Come on, buddy.
What's y'all problem? Y'all, why y'all sit back waiting to see if I'm going to still do the old stuff? Why y'all remember when? Them out there remember enough when. They will accept my change before you do. Well, he must still be doing such and such because he messed up. Let me ask you something. You still mess up every now and then too. How come you so hard on me but so light on you? How come when you do it it's a mistake, but when I do it I just outright sin? Hello, somebody? Right. They had a problem because the man's situation had turned around. It's some folk with you just because you struggling. Oh, listen, y'all been around here long enough to know you got a set of friends that's your friend when you struggling, and you got a set of friends that's your friends when you on the come up. And they're two different sets of friends. Right. Because some of your struggling friends, the only reason they're your friend is because you struggling like them. And some of your come-up friends, the only reason they're your friend when you come up is because they feel like you on their status now. And ain't none of you really your friend. Your real friend gonna be with you when you're down, when you're in the middle, when you're on the way up, and when you're on the way back down. Now y'all gonna help me. A real friend will cry with you while telling you you was wrong. Boo-hoo crying with you and said, but you know you was wrong, don't you? I'm hurting too. Gosh. question him, and they start saying that this is him, and this ain't him, and this is him, this is old Flip, that is Flip Dog, now that's the priest, now that ain't him, it looked like him, but he wouldn't preach like that, it looked like him, but he wouldn't take that, it looked like him, his temple would go off right, that ain't him, that somebody just looked like him. Folks say that about you. Is that? They look for the old you. It's some people that want to push your old buttons so they can get your old reaction. Just so they can say, I told you you would change.
That's right.
I told you ain't nothing real about that religion you got. You said, no, ain't nothing real about my religion, but my relationship is very real. It's so real that instead of slapping you, I'm going to pray for you. That's how real it is. See, you didn't find out all the old me.
Right.
And you didn't really believe that all the old me was still there anyway, because you would never confront the old me. Come on now. You want to see a little bit of the old me, but you really hope I can change some too, because you saying that down and wash the thief's feet, and then said today you'll be with me in paradise.
He would have.
Or called out to John, said, John, turn Mama loose for a minute and come wash his feet. So he can. But because he said, my faith makes me do that. Because I believe that he humbled himself and he did it. And he says, as I've done, so ought you do. I think the physical washing feet is the religion part. I think the act of washing your feet when there's no tub or water or towel, when I give over to you, is the spiritual part.
Right.
I think a whole lot of people have gotten so caught up on the physical part until they washing feet physically, and spiritually their heart and mind is already somewhere else. I'm going to go and wash these feet, but they nasty. They ain't sitting by this person no more. See, that's you do it physically, but spiritually, he's telling the boys, when I do this, it's not a physical thing, it's a spiritual thing.
Right.
It shows that I'm a servant. I'm serving you. Many people wash feet, but they don't serve anybody when they get up. The boy got tired of them trying to tell him who he was, put him in a box. Yeah, you primitive Baptist, but it can't be primitive Baptist, because if he was primitive Baptist, he wouldn't do this, he wouldn't do that. Isn't it amazing how religion try to put rules in that God didn't put in? Huh?
All right.
Religion to tell me what to eat.
Exactly.
But he said anything that I bless. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me. Some of y'all resolutions, y'all want to die, but you don't want to die to get to heaven. You want to die to live better down here. Yeah. But he got tired of them. And sometimes I get tired of the world trying to tell me who I am. Especially when you don't know who you are. How you know who I am and you don't even know who you are? Huh? Let me just tell you how I know you don't know who you are. Everybody in here has done something they said they never do.
That's right. That's right.
I'll never do that. You so bad. You should, ooh, girl. You ain't